To create a quote, select Tasks, then Quotes, Sales Orders, Proposals, and then Quotes from the menu bar to open up the Quotes window, where you can create a quote to send to a customer that requests one. Begin by entering the ID of the customer or prospect that will be receiving the quote by using the Customer ID field. You must have the customer in your customer list to create a quote for them. If you plan on printing the quote, then you can leave the quote number field blank. If you are manually creating a quote and simply recording it into Sage 50, then enter the quote number that you gave to the customer into the quote number field. Enter the date that the quote was created into the Date field. The Bill To and Ship To fields will display the information for the selected customer. You can change the Ship To field by clicking the gray arrow next to that field and selecting a different shipping address for the customer if available. You can also specify a drop shipment by checking the Drop Ship checkbox. The Good Through field will display a date that is 1 month away from the Date field's value by default. You can change this if necessary. In the Customer PO field, you simply enter the customer's purchase order number if applicable. Select the shipping method from the Ship Via field's drop-down menu of choices. You can also select a sales rep ID from the Sales Rep field if needed. You can also enter the accounts receivable account that the quote will debit when it is converted into an invoice into the AR account field if shown on screen. This field will default to the last account used in a sales transaction if shown within the form, and you can change it if necessary. Then enter the quantity of the first item ordered into the Quantity field. Select the item that was ordered from the Item drop-down menu of choices. The description of the selected item will be displayed in the Description field. You can manually enter a description for items that you don't track through inventory. The GL Account field, if shown, will display the account associated with the selected item. When ordering items not in inventory, the customer's sales account will display here. You can change this if needed. It is also important to remember that this will not affect the general ledger until you convert the quote to a sales invoice. In the Unit Price field, you will see the sales price of the selected item. If it is an item that you don't track as inventory, you will need to enter the price into this field. The Tax field will display the tax type of the selected item. If it isn't an inventory item, you will need to select a tax type in this field. The Amount field will simply display the quantity times the unit price. If entering a non-inventory item, you can enter the total price of the item order into this field. If the quote is for a specific job, you can enter the job into the Job field. It will not actually be applied to the job, however, until the quote is converted into an invoice. The Sales Tax Code field shows the sales tax code for the selected customer. If you need to change their sales tax code, just simply select one from the list. Finally, enter any freight amount that is applicable to this transaction into the Freight field. When you are done, you can click the Save or Print buttons to save the quote or print the quote by using the buttons in the toolbar at the top of this window.